We were gonna tear it all down.
Gentlemen, let's go over the plan. The first constant is none other than Janus, the legendary Cold War spy master. A KGB senior officer and head of the 6th Column Special Branch at Lubyanka, Janus is a certified genius and expert of counterintelligence. He retired from the KGB in 1988 when he fell out of favor with the Kremlin and defected to the US. Shortly after, the Soviet Union collapsed. Now, it is unclear when Janus stepped down as the constant, but since 2004, he has been a resident of a quiet community in suburban Vermont. Mr. Gray.
Right. So here's the catch. As an elite KGB agent, Janus was trained to withstand interrogation and torture. No amount of pressure will force him to disclose information he doesn't want to. Instead, we will need to search his home for clues. But if Providence learns of our presence, the game is up.
So we frame Janus, make Providence think he was the real shattered plant.
Correct. I will file a false ICA report, claiming to have traced a number of calls from Janus's house to the Institute in Romania. The case will seem clear. Mr. Gray was only a figurehead. Janus was pulling the strings all along. And by eliminating him, we will have neutralized the militia, once and for all.
However, for this subterfuge to work, you'll also need to deal with Janus's security detail. A Providence herald and former Secret Service agent by the name of Nolan Cassidy. Intel describes him as diligent and inquisitive, and we cannot risk that he contradicts our story to his employer.
Seems workable.
I certainly hope so. Everything depends on this next move, 47. You made this our fight. Now let's even the playing field. Whittleton Creek, Vermont. On the surface, a picture-perfect suburban dream. Wide roads, golden maple trees, and verdant lawns. Most residents here are white-collar professionals, ranging from university staff to government employees.
Most, but not all. Janus's unpresuming home is protected by a host of bodyguards, and intel shows that the fragile former constant rarely leaves the property.
Nolan Cassidy, on the other hand, roams the neighborhood streets. A recent arrival, the dutiful Providence Herald is busy making threat assessments and settling in with his security team.
Now remember, this is about more than just revenge. Janus is the key to bring down Providence. So get in there and find us a lead.
Good luck, 47. I've marked your map with several points of interest. We're running this mission with very little upfront intel, but these locations could provide clues to help you obtain the information we need. Good luck.
I can't stop eating. Maybe you know him. Mr. Nolan Cassidy?
Can't say that I do.
Well, he's
A realtor with a taste for the sweet things in life is in Whittleton Creek to show a house.
He's interested in the Schmidt house down the road. You know, the one that police shut down after the, well, incident.
I'm not really from around here, senor. I don't know anything about that.
Ah, I see. Well, never mind. He can wait a little longer. I need to squeeze a couple more of these beauties down.
Sinister-looking basement. What could she be doing down here? A ceremonial robe of some sort with a note from Janus attached. The note is interesting. Janus has asked Helen to do a few repairs on the robe before he leaves for his annual trip. He even put a date there. This is valuable information, 47.
After the usual, Dale. It's Saturday, so the oven is filled with muffins.
You spoil us all rotten, Mrs. West. But I'll take it. Walking this route is so peaceful. I wake up every morning loving you.
You're very kind.
confiscate my property. I need it to get rid of an aggressively invasive mole in this poor old man's backyard.
Calm down, Demolition Man. Unless it's a flesh-eating mutant mole, you don't need it. We're gonna keep this thing.
Dump the hole, and then you blow up the tunnel. Well, that's... Look at what you learn of the American people. He's been sitting there most of the day. I don't know what he's reading, but it looks like it's the most interesting thing he's ever come across.
The new Cassandra Snow novel, maybe. Slivers of Past Shimmers, or something like that. See, my wife's reading it now. I can't get her to do anything around the house.
No, it's not a novel. I think it's a journal, or a diary. He's one of the security people working over at that old Russian guy's house. It's gotta be something from the old man's archives.
Oh.
If that's one of Janus's diaries, it might contain some important information about his past.
My books these days.
Our past.
Or maybe something that can help us locate the Constant.
What?
We might have a possible disturbance. I'm moving to investigate. We'll keep you posted.
Why does this always happen to me? Why does this always...
One of Janus's many diaries. He's apparently been the chairman of the Ark Society for years. He stepped down very recently, but is still attached to the society. Well, 47, this is valuable information.
Hey, did you grab the pack of smokes that was thrown over the fence from the old guy's garden?
No, man. I'm trying to stop.
You know, I'm...
So, Janus smokes despite being dependent on an oxygen tank and his bodyguard's insistence on hiding his cigarettes. I wonder what might happen if he combined the two.
Someone in there is trying to help the old geezer stop as well.
By throwing his coffin nails over those men.
I say, have you seen that oxygen tank near his bedroom window? When you can't breathe with the help of your own lungs, it's probably not wise to also breathe through a cigarette. Letting him smoke is basically euthanasia.
The first annual gathering of the Ark Society. That rings a bell. If Janus was its founder, perhaps he's still attending these gatherings, 47. This could be valuable information indeed.
a permanent feature on any map.
Terminator guy who's working on Batty's house?
Same guy who's Gatsby, right?
Yeah. So, I let him use the green shipping container to store some chemicals. I asked him if it was poisonous, but he assured me that it was only a sleeping agent. Get this, he told me that he doesn't kill the bugs, he only sedates them, so that he can set them free later.
Let me get this straight. He's an exterminator who cares about the lives of insects. What a weirdo.
I thought so too. But then, he told me this story about his pet cockroach, Pedro. It was genuinely a touching story. His parents were poor and couldn't afford to buy him a dog, but he found this cockroach in his room one day, and he took care of it. Pedro lived in a shoebox, and he even made a little leash for him so he could take him walking. They did everything together, until one day, he heard his mother scream. doctor. Quickly.
Nolan Cassidy is down. Good work, 47. Janus awaits your attention. A letter from Janus to someone called Zoe. It looks like a draft, and is full of explicit descriptions of how unhappy Janus is with Zoe and her sister having been appointed chairwomen of the Ark Society. I've heard that name before. This is a good find, 47. A recording of some sort. The note mentions another house. Perhaps Cassidy is using one of the vacant buildings as a base of operations, 47. Cassidy looks to be a gun enthusiast. The room looks like it's outfitted with a lot of security and alarms.
Will do. Out.
Station 4.
I'm not exactly sure what that means, Mr. Janus, but yes, you do have a rodent infestation on large proportions.
Good work, 47. All there is left to do now is wait. At last, the actions of the first constant catch up with you. Death feels like an easy way out for a man like Janus. Still.
We are close now, gentlemen. Both targets are dead. One of Janus's old microfilms. It might contain important information. All you need now is to find a device to read it on.
Yes, I understand you tried to reach me earlier. Ah, there you are, my boy. Yes, well, it's about the chairman seat. I understand Frederick was overlooked despite my recommendations. I would appreciate an explanation of the reasoning behind the decision. Well, it's a long and rather complicated discussion to undertake over the phone. Your request was put in front of the partners and considered, but in the end, it was decided to assign the role to the Washington twins. The partners saw their ideas as a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air. They are fortune seekers, robbers of the past, focusing on glory and wealth and outlandish futuristic dealings rather than conservation. They are not representative of what the society was built for. I understand your concern. Rest assured, I will be watching them closely. Very well. It seems we have a lot to discuss when we meet soon. Agreed. Until then.
Excellent, 47. This recording confirms that Janus is planning to meet with the Constant. This is just the sort of thing we're looking for. Good work, 47. We now know Janus is meeting with the Constant at an event related to the Ark Society. And we have an approximate date as well. I think that's all we're going to get.
We're close to the finish line. It's time to end this.
All mission objectives are completed. 47, once you've left Whittleton Creek, I will notify Providence of our discovery.
In the meantime, we'll go over the clues you found. Once we've located the Constant, we'll make our final move.
You make it sound so easy.
The Ark Society. One of Providence's more obscure outfits.
I've heard whispers. A survivalist club for the global elite. Billionaires preparing for a global collapse. And now we know the Constant will attend their next gathering. So where is it?
That's the catch. The report is redacted. No names, no location.
So it's a dead end. I can't track them, not without ICA backup.
Now, I'm no big shot analyst, but it seems to me Janus was the Ark Society's founder, so chances are they'll want to pay their respects in private.
Track the coffin. Worth a shot.
You all right?
It comes back in flashes. Fear, anger, but like it happened to someone else.
Your gift and your curse. What they did to you. Well, I spent a long time feeling guilty about that. Now, I wonder who got the better deal.
Yes. Found something.
What are we looking at?
The ass end of nowhere. But this is where Janus's remains were shipped to. Our choice for a final resting place, wouldn't you say?
Not bad. So we stake it out. Await the next gathering. Then we waltz in and kidnap one of the world's most powerful men. Without ICA backup.
Like I said, it's a long shot.
We'll take it.